Christmas Eve and then Christmas morning. Kind of what it feels like, right? Well, at least what it should feel like. Good morning to you. Good. Thursday morning, I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports, and this is Daily Shot of Pirates. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or hockey, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Penguins in the same place that you found this. Giants 9, Pirates 5, flipping the script from the previous night. This time it was the Pirates wasting a 5-run lead, wasting a Brian Reynolds grand slam, and wasting a Jared Jones quality start. It wasn't his best. It wasn't his most electric, to say the least. 3 runs and 6 hits over 6 innings, but last I checked, that officially qualifies as a quality start. There's no crime in winning those games. And before I get into Paul Skenes making his next start today, 12:35 p.m. series finale at the ballpark, I feel like it's worth a reminder that this management still doesn't know how to even come close to living up to the bar that keeps getting raised by some of this young pitching that they have. Couple cases in point. Late in the game last night, Derek Shelton yet again went into his panicky mode, feeling like he doesn't have enough arms to get him through the night. I first brought this up with you last week from Milwaukee. It's been the case for a long time. It hasn't stopped being the case, and it's not going to stop being the case. It's just how he operates. He doesn't feel comfortable managing a bullpen unless he knows he's got 35 dudes down there waiting. So the first decision that gets made is that David Bednar is deemed unavailable. Now, we can debate and discuss pitcher usage from now till kingdom come. Bednar pitched twice in Chicago. The Pirates were completely off Monday, and Bednar threw 14 total pitches Tuesday night, but he was deemed unavailable. Okay, my guess is that happens over Shelton's head. My further guess is that if Bednar is available to pitch in this game, even just for a few pitches, the Pirates win this game. But winning the game in front of you doesn't matter. That's one thing. Again, we can go 50-50 on that one. Not this other one. Rowdy Tellez is still on the roster. Tellez isn't even being used anymore. They're not even pretending that they want to have him in the lineup at some point. And at the same time, the active roster, the 26-man roster that can be comprised of as many as 13 pitchers, is currently operating with 12, while Tellez is occupying what we can fairly call the 14th position player spot on there. Why? Why? They think they're going to reinvent something? Still just kind of hoping the problem goes away? Waiting until Skenes pitches? Because that was when they made the Roansy Contreras move? Under the cover of darkness? Is that what's happening? Because Skenes pitches today, so it's okay to DFA Tellez today, right? When fewer people will talk about it or something. You watch. That's what's going to happen. I made up my mind. I did. That this was going to be an uplifting episode. I had stuff to share with you about comments and remarks that I've heard at our downtown headquarters and shop from people who came into Pittsburgh last night, who flew into Pittsburgh last night to watch both Jones and Skenes pitch back-to-back in less than 24 hours. These people are stoked. These people want to believe that something, anything could go right for this franchise. And I said to the one gentleman as he was leaving, a lifetime subscriber to DK Pittsburgh Sports, to our website, incidentally, he came all the way from Texas. And I said to him, now with Jones and Skenes and the way they go on consecutive days, it's like Christmas Eve and Christmas morning, but especially this one because Jones pitched at night and Skenes is pitching in the matinee today. And he had a big smile, this gentleman did. And he's anything but alone. You're going to see from the crowd size today, it is not going to look like a normal Thursday business person special. There's going to be a bunch of bodies over there. It's not going to be a sellout or anything crazy like that. But there will be a massive walk-up, certainly by Pittsburgh baseball standards. And that's what I wanted to talk about. You know, I realize I just kind of did, but I had more oomph to it. I had more of a sense of feeling that this might be real, feeling that this could be the start of something special. And then they just go and do stupid stuff that's still focused on trying to show everybody that we're right or hide it when we're wrong. And that's the pattern. That's not me picking on them. That's not me going after them just because they lost the game last night. That's the pattern. That's the most set in stone pattern of this front office since they've been put in place. They hate looking like they were wrong about something, even when that something turns out potentially to be to their benefit. Okay, so Tellez is lousy, but Connor Joe, he's in a little bit of a slump now, but Connor Joe has been, by everybody's accounting, a pleasant surprise. Go ahead and embrace that instead. You signed Joe too, you know. But oh no, Tellez was going to be the guy, and it's embarrassing for us. This should be embarrassing. Having your manager feel like he's down bullpen arms in games that this team needs to win so that you can carry Tellez along for an extra day? Come on, man. That's beyond Bush League. When we come back, J1Q. This portion of Daily Shot of Pirates is brought to you by our friends at Northshore Tavern. That's directly across Federal Street from PNC Park. It's home of Steak on a Stone, an eating experience, underscoring the word experience. The steak is brought to you partially cooked on an 800-degree stone, and you do the rest. It's a ton of fun, it's a great meal, and it's a baseball atmosphere like no other in Pittsburgh. North Shore Tavern, right across Federal Street from PNC Park. Today's J1Q is actually an amalgam of responses to the second segment from yesterday's show, in which I went to bat for the great Vernon Law and why he should be a member of the Pirates Hall of Fame. He's still alive. He's 94 years old, and I included that as a factor in all this. I made one massive mistake, though, and I am so committed to correcting this mistake that I'm going to invest yet another segment in Mr. Law, because as JD and others reminded me, yes, DK, he actually did win the Cy Young Award. He won it in 1960, and that was back when they only awarded one trophy, not the split ones as they do for the National League and American League today. That was from JD. Flaherty wrote to me, I'm pretty sure that Vernon Law is a top 5 Pirates arm of all time. As a hitter, though, did you know that he posted a .216 batting average, 191 for 883, with 11 home runs, 35 doubles, 7 triples, 90 RBIs, and 41 walks. And in the 1960 World Series, he was 2 for 6 at the plate with an RBI and a run scored. And on the mound, he recorded a .972 fielding percentage, 16 points higher than the league average at his position. I'm owing this to the Deacon, okay? We're going to keep right on going. This one came from Bob, and all of these, by the way, began by telling me of my mistake yesterday. Bob says, Law won 18 games in 1959 and 20 in 1960, the year that he won the Cy Young. His career was derailed by a rotator cuff injury that was suffered within the 1960 World Series when he altered his motion to compensate for a sprained ankle. That, of course, was back before there was rotator cuff surgery or shoulder surgery, really, of any meaningful kind. Law dominated the Yankees in that series, but the injury affected him for the next 4 years. But In 1965, at age 35, Law was finally able to return to his Cy Young form and had what might have been his best season, 17-9 with a 2.15 ERA. Only Sandy Koufax and Juan Marichal were better in the National League, and only Marichal had a better walk rate. Law had his career best whip, that's walks and hits per inning pitched, of 0.998, an astonishing figure for a starting pitcher in any era. That's me adding that on. That just is. Any whip that's below is outrageous for a starting pitcher. I apologize for not including the Cy Young into Mr. Law's ledger whenever I was describing his standing within the franchise. I will do my own tiny, insignificant part in pushing for Mr. Law's inclusion into the Pirates Hall of Fame as soon as possible. I appreciate all of you for this. I really do. I'm really into this franchise's history, as you can kind of tell, and I really didn't like getting that wrong. So once more, for dramatic effect, Mr. Vernon Law, the Deacon, won a Cy Young Award in 1960, the same year he helped the Pittsburgh Pirates win a world championship. I appreciate hearing from all of you. I appreciate everybody who listens to Daily Shot of Pirates, and we will do another one of these tomorrow.